Teenage years are a whirlwind, a time when we search for who we are, where we are going, and this one honestly is very messy, it's challenging, but it's also when the dream truly starts to take shape. You see, the carefree days of childhood were now behind me. Teenage years came with pressure, identity struggle, questions about where I belonged. This is where I started realizing my goal and purpose in life. I began following people who push boundaries, people who weren't afraid to dream big and fail big. I learned that success isn't a straight line, but it's all about resilience. Like the way Mr. Beast said, he said success is like you being on a treadmill at its max. At its max. It's about who can stay on the treadmill the longest. So I followed guys like Mr. Who's the Boss, Ronaldo, Imangazi, Andrew Tate, Luke Belma, and others that taught me how to be much more relentless. And through this, I started seeing how greatness can actually take shape and take form in my own life. High school wasn't always smooth. Honestly, I never loved school. Nope, I never loved school. Whether it was academic struggle, social pressure, or even self doubt, there were times I wanted to give up. But one valuable thing I found was that it's not about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it and learning from every setback. It wasn't until my teen years that I realized what I wanted. It wasn't about fitting in, it was about carving out my own space in this world. I realized I didn't have to follow a conventional path, I could create my own. That's when I started building the foundation of what you actually see today. My teenage years are a time of transformation, but transformation is never complete. What happens when ambition meets a real world challenge? Because throughout my teenage years, it got to a point I decided to be like, yes, this is my life and I need to take it serious. And by following those people which I actually listed earlier, it made me to see how I can actually go about it. You see, for a long time, I had vision of what I wanted to be in my head. You see, dreams are beautiful, but they are only as real as the challenges you face in pursuit of them. And let me just tell you this. This was how me actually converted my dreams into the reality that most people are actually saying today. I knew what I actually wanted, but the real world doesn't always make space for your dreams and not just life. It is about God, it's about God the giver, which is man proposes, God opposes. It is not just what you want, it's actually how it is aligned with what life actually wants for you. After seeing that my goals and reality were two different fantasies, I wasn't two different fantasies I wasn't actually prepared for. I decided to back down, but as always, the ghosts still whispered in my ears that they are there and I need to come and pick them up. So I decided to give it one more shot, and that one shot gave me a goal which I still work on and work for till this very day. It hasn't been easy, but every setback taught me that failure isn't the end, it's just a part of the journey. The most important lesson I'll say I've learned was that dreams don't work unless you do. So I focused on the work even when it seemed impossible and even when I saw no light. I started small, but I kept pushing forward. Whether it was learning new skills, making connections, even sometimes, may God have mercy on me, taking unnecessary risks sometimes. Taking necessary risks as well. I just make sure because you don't know which risks is actually going to be necessary and which is not. So I took a lot of them and then I was able to identify which is necessary and I was also able to learn when and how to take better and bigger risks to get a better and bigger reward. I had to realize that life doesn't always go the way you envision it. Sometimes you have to pivot. I had to make changes and be flexible with my approach towards a lot of things. Those adjustments didn't mean giving up, they meant getting smarter, staying adaptable, and learning on the go. Every obstacle was a lesson, and every failure led me to a stronger version of myself. But I think in the next episode, there are some lessons I actually learned. It was not lessons for just my teenage years. It was now real life lessons as I started to get into the space, into the real world. There are some lessons I actually learned and actually helped me to get more done in my own life. So in episode 4, we'll actually cover that. See you.